Hi guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about decentralized exchanges. The the first two we have here are completely, potentially completely trustless exchanges, Blocknet and ARK. Blocknet is the most trustless. It's completely trustless. You need to download the wallets that you are going to use, the entire wallet, all the gigabytes of information, and then you can trade between wallets using atomic swaps and the Blocknet network. They released a user interface, a demonstration of a user interface yesterday, and it looks very slick. It looks something like Bittrex or what you would imagine of a good exchange platform. And when it gets released, I think the price of Blocknet is going to go up significantly. There's also ARK. ARK is using a technology called Smart Bridge, and they could effectively rival Blocknet. And although I don't understand the technicals of it, many say that the ARK Smart Bridge technology is not as trustless as the Blocknet technology. They also, an issue I see with ARK is that they're not focusing on it being a decentralized exchange. They're focusing on being a communication network between different blockchains, and also other aspects of their business model. So I think Blocknet is by far the market leader in completely trustless exchanges. And if they can get traction and they can get enough users to have liquidity on their platform, then I think it's going to be the one which wins in the medium term. Etherdelta is 95% trustless. Some say that the smart contracts could have a backdoor in, like the DAO, which affected Ether in a bad way. And I use Etherdelta quite a lot. The liquidity isn't there for making day trading, but if you want to find a coin to hold for some weeks, then often you can get quite a good deal on Etherdelta. It's also only for Ethereum tokens, so there may be other Etherdelta type platforms which happen for Komodo or Neo or Lisk or other platforms that are offering tokens. But for the time being, Etherdelta is the one for Ethereum. Waves is similar to Block and ARK, and it's using their platform, so it's not entirely trustless. You don't download the blockchains and transfer between coins. So Waves is not. It's comparable to Block and ARK, but it's not trustless. OX promises to compete with Etherdelta to be an Ethereum trustless exchange for Ethereum tokens. I don't see that as being worth a market cap of $90 million or so. There's other people will say that they could potentially Blocknet could use OX to interface with the ERC20 tokens. So this may be a partnership between Block and OX. But the idea that Block is worth 100 million and OX is worth 90 million dollars, I think is completely ridiculous. BitShares is effectively trustless, although you do trust the network. And with Blocknet, you wouldn't even have to trust a network. You're swapping directly between coins in their wallets on your computer. So the only trust you have to have is that some hacker isn't there trying to steal all your coins while they're live on on a hot computer. BitShares, I think, is an amazing platform, and I think that if EOS was not going to come out, BitShares would be the buy of the century right now. It's come down dramatically in value. Part of this may be manipulation by government forces. This is a bit conspiratorial, but many say that Bittrex was threatened by SEC to delist BitShares, and you can see from time to time there are massive dumps on BitShares, which keeps the price low. And my question would be, who's doing those dumps? So BitShares, I think, is a really good buy right now. The platform is solid. The liquidity sometimes isn't there. Although if for some reason the more centralized exchanges like Bittrex, Poloniex, Kraken, HitBTC were stopped in their ability to perform transactions, BitShares would rocket, and the liquidity would very quickly be there because no one would really have an option other than BitShares. So BitShares is a sleeping giant right now with its price valuation, and I do hold some BitShares. So yeah, this is not financial advice. I'm not qualified to give that, and it's also not allowed to give financial advice on YouTube. So there's no financial advice. Do your own research and make your own decisions. BitBay. This is a platform for it's effectively using the BitBay coin as an escrow service. So both parties involved in a transaction will commit to a multi-sig transaction that when you I've actually, oh no, I don't have the BitBay client here. I did have the BitBay client active yesterday. And it allows you to perform escrow services on transactions for coins and also goods and services. So it's a platform which many feel is undervalued because it has a really strong developer team, and they're working on making a market of all things, a global market of all things, similar to eBay. However, using BitBay as an escrow service to make sure that nothing goes wrong with the transaction. So then we have the centralized exchanges which call themselves decentralized, and really they're not. Binance would be the biggest one. I have one problem with Binance, which is they charge you a fortune to extract ERC 20 tokens. But it functions, and you could potentially trust it more than exchanges like Bittrex and Poloniex because they are able to capitalize on the mutual valuation of their coin, which supports the network. Kucoin would be the next one. I've traded a little bit there, and it functions fine. Then we have Cobinhood. I don't trust those guys at all. Just in one man's opinion. And costs, even though Vitalik is involved with some dodgy directors, and when I used the platform, the second factor authentication was not functional in terms of being able to get the secret key extracted in a way where you could back it up. So I just couldn't be bothered with cost. The platform didn't seem to be mature. So again, I own Blocknet. It went up to $30 yesterday on the news of the user interface demonstration, and it's come back down. For me, as a long-term hold, I'm not selling this one until it's worth a lot more money. And in fact, it's probably after EOS and Salt, it's my third biggest holding, which I will be keeping. So. Just lastly, a quick look at the Waves platform, and this is a method to trade these currencies upon the Waves blockchain. and the BitShares platform, which you can quick look at the exchange. You can see how it functions. It's taking a little time to load, but this is how. So it's similar, and it's a very good looking exchange. And the trouble is that in most markets the liquidity is not really there. But this is a sleeping giant, BitShares, and I'm going to buy a little bit while it's at these ridiculous lows. Okay, thanks for listening. Again, it's not financial advice, and good luck with your strategies of investing. Bye for now.